सुष्ठुवागुंसस्तनोभिः व्यशेमदेवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो रुद्रश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ॐ
ॐ अग्ने नय सुपताराये अस्मान् विश्वानि देव वयुनानि विद्वान् युयोध्यस्मज्जुहुराणमेनो भूयिष्ठां ते नम उक्तिं विदेम ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ आब्रह्मन् ब्राह्मणो ब्रह्मवर्चसि जायताम् आराष्ट्रे राजन्यः शूर इषव्याधि महारथो जायताम् दोग्ध्रीं धेनुर्वोढा नड्वान् आशु सप्तिः पुरन्धिर्योषा जिष्णोरतेष्टाः सभेयो युवा अस्य यजमानस्य वीरो जायताम् निकामे निकामेन पर्जन्यो न वर्षतु फलवत्यो न वोषधयः पच्यन्तां योगक्षेमो न कल्पेताम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुः श्रोत्रमतो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वो ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्त ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम्
ॐ शन्नो भवचक्षसा शं नो अह्ना शं भानुना शं हिमाशं घृणेन यथा शमध्वं समसद्धुरोणे तत्सूर्यद्रविणं देहि चित्रम् अस्माकं देवा उभाया यजन्मने शर्म यच्छत द्विपदे चतुष्पदे अदद्विपदूर्जयमानमासितं तदस्मै तदस्सं योररपो दधातन ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. So I'm very happy some new people because of Sri Govindara Srinivas have joined, and it is all because of the Karuna Daya of Aruna Deva, Surya Bhagavan, who is world famous, who is Loka famous, who is all famous. So, but it is up to us to catch hold of him, know about him, about his mandala. It's called Surya Mandala, Aditya Mandala, etc. And he is constantly a great power, watching all people being born, spending time, and disappearing. Pasyan Janmani Surya. What is the main job of Surya Bhagavan? As we understand from Saura Sukta, that he will be just looking at people taking birth, looking at people getting out. But he is not at all disturbed, howsoever. He is a yogi. And he is a Mahashanta Subhavaha. But whatever he should do, he is doing. That is the karma acharati. He is not having any detachment or attachment, or he's just doing his job. And for that, what we do is we are trying to catch hold of some knowledge about him when he is just Aruna. See, Aruna Prashna is an interesting title given to the Prathama Prashna of Taittiriya Aranyaka belonging to Yajurveda, Krishna Yajurveda, and where there is a special section. Actually, there are 6 chapters in the Taittiriya Aranyaka. All of them are very important, their development. But the very opening chapter or prashna does not mean question mark. Prashna means a section, a chapter. Each chapter is an investigation fund of knowledge. So Aruna Prashna means we are trying to note about the features, power, conveniences, comfort, benefits, etc. from that Aruna Bhagavan. And moreover, we see in the Aruna Prashna itself, probably all people who joined here, as per my information from Srinivas, that you are all very much friendly with Aruna Prashna. Already progressed good in Aruna Prashna. So I don't want much to talk about that because, but anyway, I just want to introduce to you that must have been knowing that Aruna is the very opening forum before he becomes a Surya, after Ushakala. So that's why ಈ ಹೋಮ ವ್ರತ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ you have got to do what him only Aruna Swabhava, because Arunaya Vrata Homa is the dictation for practicality. See, vratas and homas are for Arunaya, for the Arunadeva, because Arunadeva becomes again Surya and all other things. But basically, he is called Aditya, the son of the mother Aditi. So he is the one God who retains the name of his mother constantly in him. So he is a mother bhakta. So Aditya. And all other gods, no doubt, have got the name as Aditya, Agni, Vayu, Surya, Chand. All are Adityas, the children of Aditi, Kashyapa Prajapati. But they have individual names depending, I think, upon the administration, the job that they have been asked to do it. Therefore, they don't go under the name Aruna, but only Surya Bhagavan is called as Aruna because you are able to have a vision of Aruna, you are able to see him and submit your prayers, and it's Aruna Bimba. So crimson color. So even Rudra also, Tamro Aruna Vuta Babhrusu Mangalaha. So what is the Aruna Bimba? Is Sumangalaha. That is the importance. What Mangala Titi Mangalaha. Manga is Aiswaryam. Manga is fortune. Manga is all Kalyanam, all good. So Lati means Labham. So when you look at Surya Bhagavan and make prayer or do activity, you get only Labham. You never get loss. That's why it's called La. You know, that is Labham means health, wealth, prosperity, and many things. All negativity will go away the moment the sun comes, the moment you see the light, because he is called Suvarna Jyoti. What is that Jyoti? Is a Suvarna Jyoti, Agnir Jyoti, Surya Jyoti. So Surya is a Jyoti, is a resplendent, brilliant, effulgent globe that is there. And we may have no much knowledge about him. We only see the light, we only see the globe for some time. Afterwards, we can't see because he becomes more and more powerful. But most important thing that we have got to note is that Aruna remains as Aruna, Karunavan, because he is called Babhruhu Sumangalaha. So he is a Sumangala on one hand. On the other hand, he is a Rudra. Rudra means whatever dukkham, Dravayati, whatever dukkham we have got, all that dukkham will be made to disappear from us. He makes us happier. So Rudam, Lunati, the Rudra is Dravayati, he just removes. So Aruna is one who is always on toe. And from then onwards, he will develop. And in Aruna Prashna, we get a lot of information about the seasons, about the time, about the atmosphere, about the gods, and about the Vedic students like Raghavan, Raghu Vijaya, and all these people who have joined, who have got doubts and investigation zeal. That is, when we look at sun, we should like to know who is that fellow, what is that, all that. So that's what is called investigation. For example, you have come across one statement, Ko antarikshe sabdam karoti iti vasishtho rohino mima gumsan chakre. Is a good quest Vasishtha and me and these people tried to put a question. Who is that producing sound in the sky? And also there are some questions. And therefore we come to know that all the knowledge regarding sun is being contributed by the various rishis. So it is a contribution of rishis towards providing the knowledge of Surya Bhagavan to any and everybody, whoever tries to contact him. The library of Surya Bhagavan, in other words, the Mahat of Surya Bhagavan is too immense. We have got so much of stotras, literature, and all that practical manual, yantra, tantra, mantra, etc. All that is there. So that Surya Bhagavan is a sure God. Sure God means he will not make us fail. That's why in everybody's hand, you observe there is one sun line. So depending upon the sun line in your palm, your success is being marked. Therefore, if you go to a palmist, he looks at the sun line and talks about your future or your nature. So anyway, like that, this Aruna Prashna is containing 32 big passages, but could be divided in number of convenient units. And moreover, this Aruna Prashna is used for the namaskaras, because Aruna Namaskaras are Surya Namaskaras, and 32 of them. And the same Aruna Prashna could be employed for Homa. That's what we call Aruna Homa. And in fact, we did Aruna Homa in our Kendra, Another Veda Adhyayana Kendra. We prepared a idol, Vigraha of Aruna Deva. This is the Vigraha of Aruna Deva, which we prepared around 70 to 80 Vigrahas. We got it done and made so many people to sit and worship and take home this Surya Bhagavan. And I think they were so Aruna, that is, we employed the Aruna Prashna mantras and made ahurtis. And in fact, the Aruna Prashna is such that it contains the theory and practice. Because whatever you should do whenever you do Aruna Prashna as a practical manual, rather for practice or homa or purposes, what you should do is a Trishavana Mudako Pasparsita Tudarthakalapana Bhaktasyat. Like that, we have got some statements. No Panaho Bhunjita. Like that, we have some, and also there is one more thing, that Apso Nanishtivet. So these are all some of the ethical discipline which has been instructed to us how we should conduct ourselves when we take to the practical experience and deriving results. So thereby, I think Aruna Prashna is a full text containing theory and practice. And you cannot appreciate Surya Bhagavan unless you know about him. And unless you know what he will provide you, what kind of benefits he will provide you. And then he is a practical God. He is a Sajja. That's why in Valmiki Maharshi also, in Aruna, in Aditya Hridayam, that is the essence of the entire Aditya knowledge, which Surya Bhagavan, which Valmiki Maharshi gave to Rama. Not that Rama does not know, he belongs to the dynasty, Inavamsha Kulajaha. So he is born in that Inavamsha, but still he wanted his Kuladevata, Surya Bhagavan's consent and support and balam. So you see that the Agastya Maharshi comes along with all the divine energies, Daivataishcha Samagamya. Why it is incidental that Agastya Maharshi came? So not that it is intentional. Tato yuddha parisrantam samare chintaya sthitam. Normally, whenever people get worried, it is time for elders to interfere. If you are happily jumping and joy and all that, they don't come to you at all. Yeah, he's just playing, let him play. But when you stop play, when you sit, worry, then parent or anybody will come and say, Guru will say, why are you so troubled? Why are you so thinking? So this Agastya Guru came. Yuddha Parisranta, he knows that he's tired of fighting the war with Ravana because he's a human being. Maybe Vishnu, but he never said, I am Vishnu. So, Yuddha Parisrantam Samare Chintaya Sthitam, he was having the Chinta in Yuddham. So he couldn't the computer. So Chintaya Sthitam, and then he came all that, and he just introduced that Surya Bhagavan and asked him. And you look at it, Ravi is a Sadhya Prasadaha, Sadhyo Jatam Prapadyami. So you say you always resort to worship to Surya Bhagavan, who is the immediate God. You must want quick results. You don't want delay. Something like performing Homa. Why do you perform Homa? Homa is intravenous injection. Directly enters into the blood and gives you energy. If you take tablets, at least 10 minutes, you should wait to get the effect. But Homa or intravenous is very powerful. Directly enters and you are energetic. Like that is Homa. Agnaye Swaha, if you say, and Agni will come and stand before your Vedi, which is a dining table for him. Yajna Vedi is dining table. He will be waiting. Agnaya idam namama anta. When you say that this is marked for Agni, never I have any claim on that. Then you are not again asking me back. So I'll take it. So this is the Veda Homa culture which we have been taught in our tradition, Vedic tradition. Therefore, here also we see that I just want to tell you that how practical is this God. Atha Ravi Vavadatu Niriksha Kamam Niriksha Muditama Ramam Muditamanaha. But ultimately what he said, Twaraswa iti. That word Twaraswa, the last point, tells you fire. No more delay. The Ravana's destiny has come down. He will die with your astram. Therefore, Twaraswa is to be underlined. That itself is a word for fire. So firing must be approved by Surya Bhagavan. He just gave that. And then he started. Then Trinachamya Suchir Bhutva Dhanuradaya Viryavan. So Viryavan Rama is a Kshatriya. For Kshatriya, going to war is a ritual. Therefore, he just sipped water 3 times, then held his weapon, that is Dhanuradaya, and Viryavan, he was really, he went to go battle. So why I am telling all these things to club this Aruna Prashna is, it is A and Z. That is, entire alphabet is covered here, Varnamala. So as you are, because the Rishis are the contributors, and you know Rishis are those who have personally experienced all these things. They don't have only theoretical knowledge, but also practical wealth. So that's why we have got to contribute. In fact, I just tried to talk about the Rishi's contribution to Surya Bhagavan, to the knowledge of Surya from the Aruna Prashna point of view. Because everywhere we have got Rishis coming into discussion and getting answers and so on. I told you, who does sound in the sky? Ko antarikshe sabdam karoti vasishtho rohino mimagam santi. The answer was Vasreva Vidyuditi. So the bellowing sound there coming up because of the combustion of the wind and Agni, lightning. So when wind and lightning combust, sound comes. So the wind and fire or lightning constantly is there in the sky. You can't expect blue sky always. Some white cloud also, some cloud will be hanging over the sky, atmosphere. So cloudless sky is very rare, but always rain giving or non-rain giving clouds will be there. That's why Megha, the Meghas are very important. Dhuma, Jyoti, Salila and Marut, all these combinations are there in them. So with this kind of introduction,
Oh, sorry.
we can keep on talking on this Aruna Prashna, but we should also have some practical benefit out of it. We have been traveling, and thanks to Yamanu Rama, who has been a student of our Kendra and learning so many things since years. He's a senior most student. And so he just said this particular thing. I told him, so that only 2 people learning is only a cabin talk, but let it go outside the cabin. Then it will reach more people, because after all, sun is everybody's. Nobody can hide sun, is it not? No, nobody can hide the Agni in the hand. You can't, it is no secret. If you hold, he will make you open. So Surya Bhagavan is also like that. He is a universal God. And he is a God to reach whom every God wants to try. Because Aditya Mandala ki povali and cheppi, prati okka devata prayatnam chestunnadu, including human beings. In Parasara Smriti, Parasara Maharshi says, Sanyastam Brahmanam Drishtva Sthanat Chalati Bhaskaraha Yeshame Mandalam Bhitva Paro Yasyati. See, looking at a Brahmin taking to sannyasa, Surya Bhagavan will become a little shaken. Sanyastam Brahmanam Drishtva, sannyasa తీసుకుంటున్నటువంటి బ్రాహ్మణు చూస్తూనే స్థానాత్ చలతి భాస్కరః. Bhaskara will try to think, oh, this will why? Yeshame mandalam bhitva, because of his tyaga, because of his sannyasitva, he will be able to transcend even my Aditya Mandala and go beyond. That's exactly what has been promised, that Vedanta Vignana Sunischitarthaha Sannyasa Yogat Yatayaha Suddha Sattvaha Te Brahma Loketu Parantakale Para Amrutat Pari Pasyanti Sarve Yatayaha. All yatis will have that pari. That pari means super, beyond. So that's why Surya Mandala, Aditya Mandala also is a pathway. I mean, is a gateway for us. In fact, we make a prayer to Surya Bhagavan in the Aruna Prashna that we must want, when we die, we want bypass to Narakaloka and straight go above that. So Dakshina Purvasyam Disi Vishadi Narakaha Tasman Paripahi. So Surya Bhagavan alone is able to make you bypass the Narakaloka when Adityopasana do it. So anyway, as we keep going on, we come to know the benefits of that. Generally, people look at the Palasruti and then take to the Vratam. Satyanarayana Vratam cheste nakem avutundi. Papodu pudtadu. Udyogam vastundi. Transfer avutundi. Pendillu avutayi. Aina pendli chakka confirm avutundi. Generally, all people perform Satyanarayana Vratam after marriage or any such good ceremony because they want confirmation. And only Narayana, who is Satya, he will make your activity Satyam. That's why you see Satyanarayana Ashtottara Satanamavali, Satya, Satya, Satya. You hammer his head 108 times with all the names so that he cannot escape the hammer strokes on his head. Make whatever you have done completely confirmed. Anyway, so now we go where I think all of you will permit me, because you're already familiar with the entire Aruna Prashna in your own way. So I think we can just do where from we stopped.
At 42, sir.
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, I couldn't just Tachayyoravruni Mahe. Aitalva. Anyway, Bhumi, we are coming to Bhumi. Let us go from that, whatever it is. Sahasra Vrudiyam Bhumihi, though I did, only little did, and then we go to the next one.
Yes, sir.
Shukram Vaguda also we covered in it, not?
Yes,
Anyway,
sir.
we shall do from Shukram Va. And
We have to start from Tisraha Kshapastiraha Ti Rajabdya from that
very
point.
good. You are good students, sir. Surya Bhagwan. Surya is happy. Tisraha.
Starting 43. Hello,
Yeah,
sir.
just finding out 43. Yes, correct, sir. I'm coming. Jugroha bhujjino the meghe. We said Raimna kaschin mamruva avaha tamuhaturno bhiratmanvatibihi antariksha prudbhirapodakabhihi. And then tisrakshapaha trirahatihi vajradbhihi nasatya bhujyamuhatuhu patangai. Chapan, sir. ఇక్కడ నుంచి చెప్పండి తిస్రః క్షపః. రిపీట్.
తిస్రః క్షపః తిస్రః క్షపః
త్రిరోహా త్రిరోహతి
త్రిరహాతి వ్రజద్భిః
సారీ త్రిరహాతి
వ్రజద్భిః తిరహాతిర్వ్రజద్భిః
నాసత్యా భుజ్యుముహతుః
నాసత్యా భుజ్యుముహతుః పతంగైః నాసత్యా భుజ్యుముహతుః పతంగైః
సముద్రస్య ధన్వన్నార్ద్రస్య పారే
సముద్రస్య ధన్వన్నార్ద్రస్య పారే సముద్రస్య న ధన్వన్నార్ద్రస్య పారే
త్రిభిరథశత శతపద్భిర్షడస్వైః
త్రిభిరథైః శతపద్భిః షడశ్వైః త్రిభిరథైః శతపద్భిః షడశ్వైః
యగుం సుతృప్తం విదిత్వైవ.
సవితారం వితన్వంతం.
సారీ, కరెక్ట్.
సవితారం వితన్వంతం సవితారం వితన్వంతం
అనుబధ్నాతి శాంబరః
అనుబధ్నాతి శాంబరః అనుబధ్నాతి శాంబరః
ఆపపూర్షంబరశ్చైవ
ఆపపూర్షంబరశ్చైవ ఆపపూర్షంబరశ్చైవ
సవితారేపసో భవతు
సవితారేపసో భవత్ సవితారేపసో భవత్.
So now this is all about the description of the clouds. Actually, when we read the passage, every time it appears to be a new one, as though we never read it. Nor, when you know the meaning, again it will disappear from us. So we have the description of the clouds, and Aswins also are described here, and the time duration for the rainfall on the land, because the land is so vast, it should become drenched completely, is it not? So just rain, no good. But sufficient rain must come so that the whole land must become wet. Therefore, the Aswini Devatas are making the waters protective and see that they fall on the ground and also at the fringes of the oceans and make all those waterless places full of water. So we have got the cloud business. The physics also is there here. You must know, you study cloud department is there in physics. I only saw the board, I don't know anything about it. So there is department of cloud in physics department. Our professors are there who expert it and all that. So in our Aruna Prashna, we are just introduced an idea about it. Because see, tisraha kshapaha trirahati vajradbhihi. Tisraha kshapaha means night. So 3 nights and 3 days, and they move with top speed. Ati vajradbhihi means they move with great speed and force, so that bhujyam means waters protective, and bhujyam, and patangaihi means birds, shatapadbhihi means having many strands of water. You know, rain does not have one strand to fill it up. Ganga has got 3 strands, but rain, because it has to there, you can't count number of strands of the rain, is it not? Male bandre ella kade neer bagatte. That's why it is called shata. That is, it has got innumerable strands, and Moreover, samudrasya pare, beyond the ocean, on the shores or on the sides of the ocean, and there will be the water. And moreover, where there is no water, nirjala bhumi, they makes them completely filled with that. So look it here, that is tisraha kshapaha, tri rahati ahaha, vajradbhihi, nasatyau, bhujyum uhatuhu, patangaihi, samudrasya, dhanvan, ardrasya pare, tribhirathaihi, shatabadbhihi, shadasvaihi. This is the movement of the Ashwini Devatas and also the clouds, which is telling us that there is a complete work to fill the land with water. This passage is a beautiful prose where there is a description of clouds and the functioning of the Ashwins, who are very much responsible. They are there to monitor the behavior and quality of the clouds, that the clouds will always remain on the fringes of the ocean and catch hold of the area of the land and make the land wet by making proper distribution of water, and see that the whole land is fully drenched. And with that rain, when the land is drenched with the water, then it will be useful for people for cultivation and all that. And also at the same time, the Ashwini Devatas see that there cannot be ordinarily floods. Floods are only rare, but actually the rain is important. So Ashwini Devatas are important as to make important management of the rain clouds and the waterfall, and avoid as far as possible or prevent as far as possible the flooding of land with waters. Therefore, if at all there is more and more water, that extra water is being sent into the ocean, and oceans are so great that they are able to absorb whatever extra water that is on the land into that. So the water ultimately reaches the ocean, and it will not transgress the boundaries of the ocean. It will be simply inside the water. That's the miracle of that. So all that is importantly indicated to us in this particular statement, that the clouds, their controls, the waterfall, and excess, if it happens, all that excess water, where to go? In cities, we have got gutters in the roads. So if there is a gutter problem, then all water will be on the roads only. That's what in Madras and so many places we see people floating in the water and all flood water. But if the gutter system were to be better, naturally the water will go away, and there won't be any problem for people. Therefore, this passage tells that Tisraha, 3 nights, 3 days, the moving with top speed. Ati Vajrat Bihi means Vajra is a very strong one. Ati Vajra means moving with the top speed. And these and what are these clouds? They are the birds on low. See, Patangaihi Satabadbihi. So they're also the clouds are the birds, and they have more and more power, and though they have that behavioral excellence in that, and they behave like the horses. The clouds are compared to horses. And so here in this particular passage, you observe that Rathaihi refers to the sense that just like the chariots who bear the weight placed on it responsibly reach the destination, like that, the clouds also contain a lot of water. And whatever water is deposited in the clouds, they have to carry that distances with great speed. We will have all that experience. Sometimes when the clouds are going, sometimes the clouds also will ooze out some water. Not rain, but some tumparlu vastundi. Tumparlu raavadaniki, varsham raavadaniki chala difference undi. Only some small rain was there, but no big rain. So we always try to characterize rain also, big rain, small rain, no rain, and only clouds and only threaten. So rumbling. So the cloud system, cloud knowledge is really wonderful. Therefore, all that knowledge has been implied in this particular statement, where you have the mention of the cloud, horses, birds, water, and the monitors of all this entire mechanism, Ashwini Devatas. And the time duration that they also take, because rains cannot completely hold over the year. There is also a time, 10 nimisha, 15 nimisha, and like that. You can't expect rains to go on and on and on. If at all rain were to come, they take days, 3 days, 4 days, like that. So there is always the time stipulation, I think, for the clouds and rainwater. And if at all there is more and more water out from the heavens, that extra water will be sent to the oceans. And oceans are so designed that they will not let the water in out. Even when tsunami comes, it's only little time. The waves only temporary. But tsunamis don't expect every now and then, but there will be some atmospheric pressures and all that. Therefore, the clouds have many perforations. Most important is the clouds have many perforations, have got speed, just like that of the birds, patangaihi. So bird speed is there, because in the sky, the birds only have got great speed. That's why we have in olden days speed communications through doves. So they used to tie some message to the leg of the dove and leave it, and it used to go faster than any other contrivance on the land. And we have the description between Damayanti and Nala. Damayanti used to send messages to Nala Chakravarti. And like that, we have some instances. So we understand Ashwins are the gods. There should be a monitor, is it not? So Ashwins are the real authorities who try to avoid any kind of serious contingencies to happen upon the land. And again, who are Ashwins? They are the children of Surya Bhagavan. So the father, if he is very busy in general, the sons will take hold of it, something like Anjanaya Prasad now. So I cannot know all this Zoom management. Tomorrow, you please remember, there is one Stotra Bodha. Devi Aparadha Kshamapana Stotram is being discussed by a great scholar by name Aswath, who has been teaching and spreading the Veda culture for the past several years sitting in Columbus. He came to India, America in 87. Right from that time, apart from his job, he is doing a lot of human service. So like that, we have one person, Ashwins managed to do that. So however much water were to come to the earth, that extra water will be sent to ocean. And that ocean water will not send away the water to the land once again back. It is just like the Yagnavedi. Yagnavedi and ocean are too similar, because whatever you offer in the Yagnavedi, the dining table of Surya Bhagavan or any god, will not jump up and come on you. If you are careless only, you find the sparkles or the kanas. If you are very careful, bend and offer offerings, that's why you should bend. You should not remain 90 degrees and offer. You know the result. So Vinayam is important. So we make a prayer to Vishnu, Avinayam Apanaya Vishnu. So your first prayer for Vishnu is Avinayam Apanaya. So generally people have got a lot of Avinayam. Everybody thinks that he is a visiting queen or a Maharaja. Hey, Nanu Raja Anta. You know that in olden days, you remember, I don't know, when you were boys, you must remember, the lari walas, hopeless war, used to display the board, Road King. Nowadays they removed. But when we were children, we used to say, if lari comes, we don't have place in the road. Not even, we have to go to payment compulsorily. So much was the width of the roads in olden days. So road was narrow. And sometimes on roads, the lorry cannot go because he is road king. and the drivers are also reckless so many times. Anyway, so like that, here the Yagnavedi will not at all jump whatever offerings offered. Therefore, Yagnavedi is a confined frame platform. Nothing jumps out of it. That is you can observe that any amount of offerings you offer for any length of time, but all that will be consumed, nothing will be shown out. Supposing while offering because of avanayam, something spills out around the Vedi, then you should not pick it up and then put back into the Vedi. That is the Yajurveda discipline, because that is meant for Rakshasas and other bhutas. And many people will be there when yajna is taking place. There will be so many other people waiting for the ahutis. So the other people, other than gods, will have that yajna spills to them. Anyway, so like that, here there is a beautiful statement in this, that regarding cloud, regarding the tisraha kshapaha trirahaha trihi ahaha yati vajradbhihi, and this particular first line tells you vajradbhihi ahaha kshapaha yati. And again, who are the fellows? Bhujyum nasatyau ahutuhu. See, nasatyavas are Ashwini Devatas, they are twin gods, and they are always having the pushkara garlands, that is the lotus garlands with them, pushkara sajau, and samudrasya dhanvannan ardrasya pare. So what is the duty of the clouds? And that the Ashwini Devatas see that all dry lands are converted into wetlands. See, dhan ardrasya pare, ardra is dampness. So land which is dry becomes ardra. And where will it happen? Samudrasya dhanvan. See, and again, Samudra Prarthana Madhavaga, when you go to the ocean, you should make prayer to Samudra, apart from your going inside, enjoying all that. So this is the Yajurveda people have got great regard. So, what is the mantra? You please remember. Samudrasyo danvan namaha. So Samudra is Udanvan, that's the compliment. Udanvan means moisture. So Samudra is the master giving you the moisture. How do you say that? When the moment you go to the ocean area, the air will be different. Moisturization will be there. That's why if you want to dry your wet cloths on the seashore, it will take more time than other places. In Visakhapatnam sea beach, of those people who live in the flats on the bordering the ocean, then their clothes take more time to dry, though sun is there. Samudrasyo danvan namaha. So like that, Samudrasya, and Ud here means Udanvatvam, that means moisture. Then there is a plenitude of water, deep water, there will be moisturization. And therefore, he is called as Samudra. Dhanvan ardrasya pare tribhihi rathaihi shatapadbhihi shadasvaihi. So shadasvaihi shatapadbhihi tribhihi patangaihi samudrasya dhanvan. So here ultimately we get the idea that Ashwins are the take-carers or caretakers of the waters available in the heaven. And the number of strands of rain is innumerable, so that there will be drenching of the water, the land quickly. ఏమప్పా కొంచెం వాన వచ్చింది, ఇంత చచ్చిపోయింది అనుకుంటాం. నీ ప్రకారంగా కొంచెం వాన, కానీ దేవతల ప్రకారంగా చాలా వాన. Too much rain. So anyway, so the rainfall are metaphorically referred as the feet of the clouds. So the rainfall is the feet. There is a lot of metaphorical expressions in our Vedas also, alankaras. So we have to use that metaphorical sense. Then we get to know that what are the legs for the clouds to move. Wind pushes, But leg must be there, unless you move, wind cannot do anything. So if you have legs, then the wind will help you to faster, to increase your speed. Therefore, it is metaphorically rest that there is the behavior of the clouds is just like the behavior of the horses. And why means Indriyas. Horses are compared to Indriyas. Indriyas are not ordinarily under our control. They always make your mind listen to them rather than they listen to the mind. Krishna opened 17 chapters to talk because the Indriyas, Indriya Swaha and Manasu Indriya, these are the things. In between the Manas and Indriyas, the Buddhi, the Manas is there, and the Indriyas are the horses which can overpower the mind. If the Indriyas were to control the mind, you will be on the road. If the Indriyas were to, if Buddhi were to control your mind, you will be in Raghudananaya Swami temple. Hello? So we can keep on spending more time on understanding this particular tough, dry passage. So you, as
now Pata Madbekare, this para was very difficult to know, even one letter, one word, sir. It is so clear, and when you're continuously mentioning, we are getting into the depth. Otherwise, we would be in the surface doing nothing.
Because when you talk about the heaven, clouds, there are many contents of the heaven also to be taken into account, is it not? And there should be one divine operator also. Without operator, things won't move. So the clouds have got legs. There is one, and it is like Aratham, and they behave like the horses, and they have got, horse means speed. We always count horse speed, not cat speed or dog speed. Horsepower, is it not? So you can always measure the speed in terms of horsepower, not cat power or dog power, because the cat and dog, they can't run longer. The anatomy of the horse is so designed by Paramatma that the heart is capable of making it run continuously for miles and miles and hours. But human heart is not like that. You have to make a lot of track success before you participate in the 1,000 yards track event. You must be oriented to be able to stand the running, is it not? But human heart is fragile. But animal heart, horse heart of all animals, the horse heart is capable. Therefore, horse is called as a Medhya Pasu, sacred and strong and pure animal. Therefore, there is a sacrifice going after the name as horsepower, horse sacrifice, Aswamedha. Among all sacrifices, Aswamedha Yaga is the top. It's a royal consecration, they call it, royal horse. So anyway, here, and the Trihi or Chapaha, Triaha is a symbolic count of time. Because it is 3 means plural. 1 is singular, 2 is dual, 3 is plural. And the plural number begins from 3. Therefore, when it is said 3 ahaha, 3 ratri, means any number of nights, any number of days. So 3 nights and 3 days, and these clouds will be moving at the top speed, and they are protected. The waters in them is protected up to the area that they should go. We say in India, Chirapunji is the highest rainfall in India, because until the clouds reach Chirapunji, the water must be contained in that, is it not? There should not be tooth. There should not be perforations. Though cloud is having perforation, but it should release only at a required place. Therefore, the clouds have many perforations. Clouds have got great speed, that are the birds. Clouds also fall upon leave their water upon the ocean too. But they make the water fall on the oceans to make the oceans yet more rich, because all rivers which flow on the ground will go and merge in ocean. And ocean has not got any kind of limitation. It's not limited company, unlimited. So unlimited banks. Limited banks give you more interest because they want to attract. But Samudram has no such type of thing, unlimited. So any river from any point, from any distance can come. And moreover, all rivers will have a just second thought before they jump into ocean. They lose their name, they lose their flow, they lose everything. And they become one with the ocean. That's why Nadinang Gatihi Sagaraha. And the Gati is only Sagara. When once they reach the Sagara, all Nadis are happy, we say, but we don't know the mind of the lady. So when she merges it with the husband, there in English people say that a lady loses liberty. I mean, a man loses liberty and woman happiness. Therefore, here there is a metaphorical expression in each word that you are seeing here. So as we keep on reflecting on this, Tisraha, Chapaha, Trihi, Ahaha, Vajradbihi, and Nasatyau, Bhujyuhu, Uhatuhu, Patangaihi, Samudrasya Dhanvan, Ardrasya Pare, Tribhihi, Athaihi, Chatapadbhihi, Sarasvaihi. So the clouds are taken as a chariot harnessed with the horses. So you imagine that, see, just like the Rutuhu, Rutuna, Nujyamanaha, Vinanada, Abhidhavaha, we have got a statement. A Rutu is pushed by the other Rutu. No Rutu can continuously stay on. This season chennagide, this season irona anta irodakagolla. Grishma admele male barbeko. Male admele Sharad Rutu barbeko. So Rutu Rutuna Nujyamanaha anta heluvaga, you imagine the truth that time is one which flows. Kalaha gacchati. And Nujyamanaha kridati. So everything has got a duration and expiry date is there. The Yajnopavitam which we are wearing also has expiry date, 1 year. Every Sravana Masam, Purnima, you should change the Yajnopavitam. Otherwise it becomes stale. Nutana Yajnopavitam Haranam Karishye. You see, so everything has got that expiry date like that. Here Aswins and waterfall on the ground have been very beautifully mentioned in this particular passage. So the passage is very important to know about the clouds, to know about the rain, that they know about the role of Aswins. Not only they are physicians, but they are also the monitors of the rainfall. Thereby, we understand the gods have been having multifarious duties. And next to our expression, Savitaram Vitanvantam Anubadhnati Shambaraha Apapursmambaras Chaiva Savita Arepasaha Bhavatu. See, it is Savitru Devata. By letting the water down on the ground, he turns out to be sinless fellow. Devataలకు కూడా పాపం వస్తూ ఉంటుందండి. Even Agni Agli, though they are very powerful potential gods, still they are exposed to sin. That's why sanitization is important. When once you come home, you are asked to wash your hands first. Don't touch your eyes and muti and cover your muti. Why? Because you don't know infection, how it travels. Hand is the first attractive part of our body which will deposit infection. So wash your hands. ಆ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೈ ಕಾಲು ತೊಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬನ್ನಿ ಅಂತ ಬಕೆಟ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಮನೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಇಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. Or some people used to have well before their house, in front of their house. They were now nothing. Even కడపమానే లేదు ఇంటికి. కడపమాన్ దాటే ముందు కాళ్ళు చేతులు కడుక్కొని రండి అనేవాళ్ళు. ఇంటి కడపమానే లేదు కదా. The front door has no threshold at all. Anyway, lot of changes. Therefore, even in our body, physical health also lot of new problems. Ayurveda has got only Vata, Spleshma and Pitta, 3 divisions of the diseases. They say that only about 67 kinds of diseases are there. Beyond that, they don't know. Every disease, discomfort to our body is controlled within that. When you go to the doctors now, allopathy, they say they don't know the reason. Diagnosis itself is a challenge for all doctors. And so we have got, that's why the present system is becoming so complicated. Same is the body, but complications are different. Anyway, so like that, here, you look at Savita, Are, Pasaha, Bhavatu. So Surya Bhagavan, because he benefits all people upon the land and all that, he turns out to be a sinless fellow. Why? Because Vitanvantam Savitaram. See, Savita yen marta idane andre, spreading the water for all the beings in the entire world. Even gods also want water. Madhye madhye paniyam samarpayami. Avunandi. So ದೇವರಿಗೆ ನೀರು ಹಾಕೋದು ನಾವು ಕಾಫಿ ಕುಡಿಯೋದು ಪುರೋಹಿತರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. So madhye paniyam, even gods. So if you go to a god's house after any season and give me a cup of water, the god will say, sorry. Durbhiksham deva lokeshu manuna mudakangruhe etavacha pravadanti. This is the truth. All waters in the heaven will be sent to the earth. So heaven becomes empty of water areas. Like that, here also, Savitaram Vitanvantam. What is the important job of Surya Bhagavan? He is a Vitanvan. See, Vitanvan is the distributor. Udanvan is moisturizer. Samudra is Udanvan. And Surya is Vitanvan. You understand? Whatever moisture or drops or vapors taken by Surya Bhagavan during the summer time, that is what is Udanvan. And whatever he has taken little water, he turns into plenitude of water, so that all beings upon the land, animate and inanimate, must get wet. So he is a Vitanvan. Chusarandi, enta bagundi kada idea. So you just can't.
Yes.
You contrast.
Mention, yes.
So Udanvan and Vitanvan, they are two friends. Therefore, we call Samudra as a Narayana. Samudra Narayana and Surya Narayana. And Lakshmi, ultimately Lakshmi Narayana. So Lakshmi Narayana forms himself to be Surya Narayana, Bhava Narayana, Vipra Narayana, etc., etc. That Narayana Sabda is a constant factor. The others are all there within brackets. Observe, is it not? It's an algebraic equation. Keep Narayana and then all other forms plus. So Bhava Narayana, Lakshmi Narayana, and Samudra Narayana, and Budaka Narayana, whatever it is. So Vitanvan, and moreover, we have got important, there are also very stronger clouds. All clouds are not strong. There are some clouds which are still stronger, and they are reserved clouds, we call it. Supposing a pralayam were to come, at that time he cannot demand the small chota-mota clouds to give rain and fill the whole cosmos. So there will be reserved clouds which will have a bucketful rainfall continuously for 12 years and 12 years. 12 endlu vaana vastundi to fill up the entire cosmos. Manam tabbu nimpalante enta kashtapadtamu. Water. So, but whole universe nimpali ante Varuna Devudu enta kashtapadali chusara. So he has got reserved clouds, and Shambara is one such cloud. See, Anubadhnati Shambaraha. Shambara is the name of one of the many important clouds. What are the names of other clouds? Pushkara, Avartaka, and there are so many clouds which are reserved clouds, something like a reserve police. And they will not be deputed immediately. Reserve police are always having different training. Like that, we have also that reserved forces, and otherwise called as Mukhya Sena, Mukhya Meghas. For example, Lalita Parameswari, when she wants to go to for final fight with Bhandasura, she has not taken the whole army of her own. Mukhya Shakti Sena Samavruta Yai Namo Namaha. She selected a few important, powerful soldiers, three Sevatas, three Shaktis. Mukhya Shakti Sena Samanvita Yai Namo Namaha. So she cannot take all people because All Sena he has not taken, but he has taken only a select army to fight with Bandasura. In the same manner, we have the word Anubadhnati. Anubadhnati means follow. So these are all the clouds. What is that important? Shambhara is the topmost reserved cloud, chief of the all clouds, CEO of all Delhi's clouds, Pralaya Meghas. So for all Pralaya Meghas, Anubadhnati Shambharaha and Apapursham Ambaraha Cha Eva. See, Apapuhu means to fill up with water. To fill, that's Apapu means to get filled. And Ambaras Chaiva. Ambara is the Akasham. So if the clouds are there, if the cascades are there, they should be filled with water. Mana intlo, bathroom lo tub unte, you fill up the water with well water. This is chota, which everybody can do it. But imagine the tub of the Paramatma, and the clouds are the tubs to him, and into those tubs are that you have to fill up water so that the entire universe will be filled with water. So Salilamba idagrahasa Hiranyagarbha Sukta, for example. Hiranyagarbha samavartatagre bhutasya jataha patireka asitu. You understand? Hiranyagarbha Sukta is a golden egg. Prajapati is a Hiranyagarbha. And he was floating upon the waters before starting the creation. So you observe, everything is deeply connected one to the other. What is that Hiranyagarbha? Ya Atmada Balada Yasya Viswa Upasate. He is the one who gives you body. And him all people worship. And for example, they say Prajapate, Prajababhuma. Whenever you do sacrifice, Prajapati is happy. So you acknowledge by doing the sacrifice or homa or else, what have you become like? You have become the real child of the father. Appa lanti kodukunna ante, tandri lanti kodukunna ante, tandriki koduki iddariki alve. He's just like father is. Father was a doctor, he is also a doctor. That's a compliment for the family, is it not? Therefore, it's not so like that. Here also we have got that kind of equanimity and continuation. So Shambharaha Anubadhnati Savita. Why he should follow the clouds? Because one of the important duties of the cloud is also to give rain, not only light, not only heat, not only cold, not only snow, not only this. That's what we say. You say Sham Hima. Sham Hima, we say, whatever Surya Bhagavan gives for people upon the land must be congenial for their living. Otherwise, the beings upon the land can't be. So I think we are just going. Don't feel sad that, sorry, that we are not making progress. What to do? The Rishi Vakyas are so deep in content, and we should have some more intelligence and blessings by the Rishis and Devatas that we are able to explore how much content minimum that we are able to grab.
True, sir.
Looking at the cloud, we may not think about it so much. Metaphorically, so much we don't think. But now we understand clouds have got legs, clouds have got speed, clouds have got chakras, and clouds are is being driven by somebody, Ashwins, like Arjuna's chariot driven by Krishna. So, Krishna takes the pride to call him as a Parthasarathi. So whoever is born upon the land, who is the monitor or guide for the man? Krishna is. That's why Krishna Yanavarade, before, during, after Krishna, Krishna. Krishna means Akarshaka Shakti, attraction.
Yes.
So Krishna is attractive power. You need not go. Everybody must come to you. They will come to you because you are important. So Like that, here also, we are coming to know that heaven is a big is a big area where from also we can get plenitude of knowledge. That's why we have got that space centers where spacecrafts are being sent to moon, Jupiter, or Mars and all that. But of all that, Earth planet is wonderful because there's a lot of things and wonders and scope for learning upon the Earth than there. So in Mars and Moon, only all craters and mountains and pits and all that we see, nothing grows there. It's hard for living in Moonland or a Marland. Mars planet is highly hot. It's all big burning. You can't put a step. You can only stay in the craft and then take photographs. Imagine. So like that, but Earth is, that's why you say Janma upon the Earth is a great fortune for people. People say Bahuta, Maha Punya Panyena Kritam Idam Sariram Anta heltare. You have paid a very heavy price to get a human body for the gods. They sold our bodies. And when we choose the body, we must pay a very heavy price to be able to understand and spend time with this divine knowledge, spiritual knowledge, and scientific knowledge. And you must have observed, Aruna Prashna is physics, astrophysics, chemistry, meteorology, mythology, philosophy, and tantram, mantram, etc. So because of this kind of content value, Aruna Prashna has been a very wonderful text and a good source book for many people to reflect and enjoy the knowledge and apply that to the modern life. So I think we can stop. I'm making you to be wakeful more time. So thank you very much. We'll stop here. Om Swasti Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Anubadhnati.
Anubadhnati.
Yeah, the word is Anubadhnati. So Savita Anubadhnati Shambaraha means he has to also depend upon such powerful clouds to make himself freed from the sin. So the sin or contamination or infection, absence of affection is infection. Now, మనం భోజనం చేసింది చక్కగా అసిమిలేట్ అయ్యి ఎనర్జీ వస్తే అఫెక్షన్. ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నా ఇండైజెషన్ అయిందంటే ఇన్ఫెక్షన్, ఫుడ్ పాయిజన్ అంటారు. కాబట్టి మనకు అఫెక్షనే ఉంటుంది కదా. ఈవెన్ గాడ్స్ ఆర్ ఆల్ సబ్జెక్టెడ్ ఫర్ దిస్ అండ్ దట్స్ ఎ డిఫరెంట్ సబ్జెక్ట్. సో ఈవెన్ Agni also got caught by the Papmanam. Agni, therefore, there is in Mahanyasam, you get Agni, if you are this, if you are this, if you are this, make this of mine completely successful. Agne Pavaka Varchasa, Agne Pavaka Rochisha, and there you are just challenging Agni, if you are this, then do it to me. And Agni says, yes, Para, I am present. So I am that. I am a Rochish one. So I will do it like that. So the gods also try to meet up our challenges and declare that they are truthful fellows. And therefore, they give us results. So you rely upon the God, he will never betray us. Devuni nammina vaadu evaru chedipodu. Krishna repeatedly says in Krishna Gita, Name bhaktaha pranasyanti. Never are my bhaktas reach ruin. Also, he gives a promise. Nahi kalyana kruttata durgating gacchati. Anybody who does some kalyanam, nak pelli cheste kana, if Rukmini kalyanam done, he will not go to Durgati. He will get Sugati, getting a good alliance. So, not Durgating gacchati. So, like that, even because they are also born. Gods are also born like we are born. We are born upon the land, they are born elsewhere. Therefore, the birth and journey and papam and punyam are the two chasing factors. So the son will be relieved of the sin when he is able to depend upon the clouds and their children. Okay, sir, thank you. I hope you enjoy the Aruna Prashna.